Let's go Broncos! Something incredible is happening in Broncos territory. You won't believe the real reason why the Denver Broncos are being underestimated on the eve of one of the most important games of the season. A storm is brewing in Denver, and I have insider information on why this matchup against the Packers could be the turning point that shuts up all the critics still clinging to outdated narratives. The numbers don't lie. The videos don't lie. But, for some reason, the national coverage does. I'll explain everything right now, and, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the Broncos are dangerous in ways people still don't comprehend. Before we continue, if you're a true Broncos fan, click the like button right now to show your support for the team. And if you believe the Broncos are finally ready to silence the critics once and for all, leave a comment saying, "Go Broncos!" Nobody believes in us, but we do. Alright, let's go, because this isn't just another game. This is a statement. The Denver Broncos are being disrespected by nearly every national outlet going into this game against the Green Bay Packers. Despite being on a 10-game winning streak, the longest in the NFL, the Broncos are being labeled home underdogs by 3 points in Vegas. This narrative is not only lazy, it's flat out wrong. You look at the numbers, and it's clear, Denver is better across the board. Higher ranked offense, better passing game, more efficient ground attack, stronger passing and rushing defense. The Broncos have scored more and allowed fewer points. And they're doing it at Mile High, where no one wants to play. This isn't just talk. Go back to last preseason, Denver and Green Bay held a joint training camp. Packers coach Matt LaFleur admitted they got straight up mollyhopped by Denver. Since then, Green Bay's gotten worse. They've lost their top tight end, have no consistent production at that position now, and while they added Micah Parsons in a shocking move, that's just one player. Meanwhile, the Broncos have turned into a totally different beast. No rookie quarterback here anymore. Bo Nix has stepped up. R.J. Harvey has become a legitimate threat on the ground. Troy Franklin has developed big time. And the additions of Evan Ingram, Dre Greenlaw, and Talanoa Hufanga? This is a new era for the Broncos. And still, the national media wants to boil it down to, Green Bay has had success versus man coverage. That's their argument? Let's break that down. Yes, the Packers did well against man coverage against Detroit, the Giants, and the Steelers. But those were banged up secondaries. The Lions were so injured they were pulling guys off practice squads days before the game. That's not the case here. You're looking at a Broncos secondary led by Patrick Surtain II, the best defensive player in the league, alongside Riley Moss, who's been locking it down as CB2. You can't compare that to anything Green Bay has faced. Jason from Sports Talk Wisconsin, one of the most plugged-in Packers creators out there, confirmed what many of us suspected. The Packers are inconsistent. They've had wild wins against teams like the Lions and Commanders, but also dropped games they should have won to the Panthers and Browns. They're vulnerable, especially when they overlook opponents. That's a mindset that doesn't fly against a Broncos squad that's laser-focused. And let's talk about Josh Jacobs. A nightmare for Denver in the past, Jacobs started his career 8-0 against us with nearly 1,000 rushing yards in those games. But even his status is in question right now. Though he's expected to play, he's dealing with a knee issue. If he's even slightly slowed down, it could be a major advantage for the Broncos. His backup, Emmanuel Wilson, is no Jacobs. And third stringer Marshawn Lloyd? The guy hasn't even seen the field yet. What about that vaunted Packers defense? According to Jason, their biggest weapon is still the pass rush, especially with the way they're moving Micah Parsons around like a chess piece. They're disguising him, using him as a linebacker, dropping him into coverage, really creative stuff from defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. But here's the thing, Sean Payton has seen this kind of challenge before. He's coached against Max Crosby, Danielle Hunter, and Will Anderson Jr. just a week ago. The cameras caught Payton telling Crosby post-game that the Broncos had him figured out on every snap. Expect the same for Micah. And if Parsons doesn't wreck the game, who else can step up? The Packers might get Lucas Van Ness back, but that's not guaranteed. The Broncos are also countering with their own defensive weapons. Nick Benito, who's matched Parsons in sacks, Jonathan Cooper on pace for 10-plus sacks this year, and Zach Allen causing havoc. And while Benito slowed down in December, there's no denying he was one of the most disruptive defenders in the NFL earlier this season. Jason even admitted it, this Broncos defense, especially at Mile High, is terrifying. Jordan Love might be quick with the ball, but that pass rush combined with the crowd noise Payton and Vance Joseph have been demanding, that's going to make life miserable for Green Bay's offense. On the offensive side, the Packers have speed, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden. But Denver has experience and lockdown capability in the secondary. There's a reason quarterbacks stop throwing into that restricted airspace. Then there's Bo Nix. Some haters still call him a fraud, say he's overhyped, not in the same league as Caleb Williams. But Jason, again, this is coming from a Packers guy, believes Bo is the most complete quarterback to come out of the draft. He's shaken off that early sophomore slump and looks like the real deal. It's a dangerous narrative to sleep on this kid. The thing is, when you really dig into what makes this Broncos team different, it's not just talent, it's identity. This group knows who they are. They've embraced the grind, the skepticism, and the pressure. They're not hiding from expectations, they're leaning into them. And that's why they're dangerous. This isn't just about winning a football game against Green Bay. This is about proving something on the national stage. It's about sending a message to every analyst, every media outlet, and every franchise that's still sleeping on Denver. After this game, they won't be able to hide behind lazy narratives or outdated takes. The Broncos are going to force them to confront reality. And that reality starts with the heart of this team, Bo Nix. He's grown into a leader faster than anyone could have predicted. You can feel it in the way he commands the offense. You can see it in how he responds under pressure. And this week, with the spotlight on him, he's going to have the chance to flip the script on every critic still calling him overrated. Remember, this is the same guy who was written off early in the season. Now, he's in complete control of the offense. He's surrounded by playmakers like Troy Franklin, who's taken a massive leap in production, and R.J. Harvey, who's turned into a nightmare for defenders on the edge. Combine that with Evan Ingram as a versatile weapon at tight end, and this offense has every tool needed to carve up a defense, even one as complex as Green Bay's. And yet, all the talk nationally is still centered around Micah Parsons. Look, no one's denying Parsons is elite, but Sean Payton is one of the best game planners in the NFL. He's built entire schemes to neutralize guys like Max Crosby and Danielle Hunter. And as we've seen before, when Payton identifies a threat, he builds the offense to attack around it. If Parsons is lined up on the right, expect the play to go left. If he's dropping into coverage, expect a disguised screen. The Broncos are not going to let one guy ruin their day. That's what makes Denver different this year. They're not reactive, they're proactive. Payton's vision is finally syncing with the players' execution. You've got veterans like Dre Greenlaw bringing leadership and energy on defense, while young studs like Riley Moss are stepping up in major ways. The defensive side of the ball is stacked, and while December hasn't been perfect, especially with some concerning point totals allowed, this is still a top-tier unit, especially at home. Let's talk about Mile High for a second. There's a reason opposing quarterbacks fear it. There's a reason Sean Payton said this needs to be the loudest crowd he's ever heard. The altitude hits different. The fans bring the noise. And when the defense is rolling, the energy in that stadium becomes electric. That's when players like Benito and Cooper thrive. That's when quarterbacks start hearing footsteps that aren't there. That's when this team becomes almost impossible to beat. And let's not forget, this isn't just any opponent. This is the Packers. This is a team that, despite all the talk, hasn't fared well in Denver. This is a team that's been inconsistent, vulnerable, and frankly lucky to have escaped some games with wins. Even their own insiders admit they've overlooked teams like the Panthers and Browns. That kind of mindset doesn't work against a team that's hungry and ready to punch you in the mouth from the opening whistle. So let's circle back. How is it that this Broncos team is still seen as an underdog? Is it just the legacy of recent seasons? Is it the media's refusal to accept change? Because what we're seeing on the field isn't just improvement, it's transformation. This is not last year's Broncos. This is not the Russell Wilson era. This is a team with swagger, with balance, with purpose. Even Packers fans are starting to see it. Jason admitted it himself. Bo Nix is legit. The Broncos defense is scary. And deep down, they know this game isn't going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be a war. And if Denver plays the way they've played at home all season long, they're walking out with their 11th straight win and a statement to the rest of the NFL. So here's the question. After this game, will the national media finally give the Broncos the respect they deserve? Or are we in for another round of, but they haven't beaten anyone? Because at this point, it's not just about wins. It's about dominance. It's about showing that this team is built for more than just the regular season. Let me know what you think in the comments. Drop a like if you believe in this team, subscribe for more updates, and check out the videos popping up on screen right now. Go Broncos, we're coming for that Super Bowl.